Alright, once again, welcome back to Panzer Unleashed. Coming at you raw and live here from Hack Studios. No filter, no apologies. And tonight, we ain't talking about no fucking border walls or detention centers. Tonight, we're gonna fucking pull back the curtain and staring at America's biggest disease right now in its rotting face. Corruption, systematic, viral, multi-layered from fucking city halls to Capitol Hill. From dusty sheriff's office to the glittering fucking corporate boardrooms. Everywhere I fucking look, I see nothing but corruption and false advertisement. Especially to us Americans out here. You know, the news, the government, it just seems like they're in on it together to just watch us squirm. And it's fucking eerie to me how everybody is just okay with it. And it just looks like everybody has lost their fucking balls. And, you know, these cocksuckers are making their little fucking backroom deals they got no right making. Backroom handshakes, all the fucking fat envelopes with the dirty cash. And you, the fucking American citizen, you sit there with your little eyes glazed, wondering why nothing fucking changes. You know, you sit there with your little fuck me boots on, waiting for the government to just, it's your turn now. And let me tell you why. Because the fucking people running this show, my friends, forgot who writes their paycheck. And it ain't the fucking lobbyists, it ain't the fucking drug cartels, and it ain't the corporations either. It's you, the citizen, the worker, the taxpayer. And somewhere along the line, it looks like America just lost its balls. You know, we forgot you know, a lot of people out there just forgot how to bring the fucking hammer down. And, you know, we forget how to hold people accountable. How to look at a corrupt politician dead in the fucking eye and say, your time's up, motherfucker. And tonight, we're changing that. This isn't a conversation. This isn't a fucking debate. This is Panzer Unleashed. Throwing down the fucking gauntlet. Either we grow a fucking spine as a nation again, people, or we're gonna be eaten alive by the rot we refuse to cut out. Yeah, that's right. You want examples, people? I'll give you fucking examples. Phoenix PD undercover officers leaking intel to cartel fixers. You know, federal agencies stonewalling whistleblowers until they break. And the judges handing out slaps on the wrist, you know, sentences while citizens bleed in the streets. You know, all while the fucking media runs cover, smiling on camera like we're too fucking dumb to see through all this bullshit. And I say enough, my friends. And it's time to bring back consequences with the fucking iron fist. And let me tell you something real quick. You know, the founding fathers, yeah, that's right, our founding fathers didn't write the fucking Constitution with quill pens because they loved poetry. They did it between firefights, between hammering redcoats into the fucking ground. We inherited a legacy of hard choices, people, of hammering down corruption with fire and steel when words failed. And now we've got keyboard cowards pretending Twitter activism is enough. Pretending a signature on a fucking petition changes any fucking thing. It really doesn't, people. And you know what does? Action. Fire, relentless fucking pressure. You know, we need to grow more than just balls, people. We need to grow some fucking claws, too. You know, citizen soldiers. That's what the fuck I stand for. That's what Panzer Unleashed is all about. The men and women who don't just fucking talk about cleaning the house. They pick up the fucking broom and start swinging. And this isn't just about politics, friends. It's about survival. You know, you think these fucking cartel pieces of shit give a fuck about you and yours? You know, all they care about is the next election. You know, you think your corporate fucking raiders care about your pension? They don't. They care about power, my friends. And if good people don't match that fucking energy, then the scales tip. They fucking sure do. And so here's what you need to do. Here's the good old fucking Panzer playbook for hammering down corruption in 2025, my friends. Document fucking everything, okay? Because these cocksuckers can't deny it. You know, body cams, dash cams, phones always rolling. And if they're trying to fucking bury the truth, you make it impossible. You record, you publish, you force their fucking hands. You know, network, my friends. One man shouting in the desert gets ignored. Trust me, I've been doing it for 14 fucking years. You know, 1,000 men shouting together, that becomes an earthquake, my friends. Build alliances, patriot networks, Iron Voice Society, my friends. Because groups that stand for action, not talk. You know, I ain't saying go fucking wild. You know, I'm saying use the courts. You know, file the suits, force public accountability. You know, and if they stonewall, escalate. You know, citizen enforcement. When the law fails, community stands the fuck up. You know, the watch groups, a big shout out to them, all the tactical training, you know, all the preparedness out there. Not just for home defense, but for city defense, for state defense. All of our state militias, my hat's off to you. You know, this is for our nation. You know, expose, 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 my friends. Corruption hates the fucking light. So shine that motherfucker. Name the names, the dates, the documents, the footage. No more letting these cocksuckers hide behind procedure. And here's the most important rule, my friends. Never back the fuck down. Once you start bringing that fucking hammer down, you don't stop swinging until the fucking job's done. Because Uncle Panzer's here right now holding the fucking hammer, chiseling the fuck away. And we need your help. The Iron Voice Society is here to fucking stay. This is for a future for our children. You know, people always ask me on this fucking show why I keep that heat on. Why do I keep talking about corruption? Because I've been on the other side of the fucking gun, my friend. I've had the green light on my head. I've watched these supposed good cops sell the fuck out for a cut of cartel cash. And you know what it feels like to stand alone, my friends? But I also know what it feels like to win. You know, because I know what it's like. And Panzer Unleashed, this isn't just my podcast. This is a fucking mission. A call to arms. Not violence for the sake of it. Violence if necessary, sure. But action above all else, my friends. And, you know, we've been conditioned to think outrage is enough, but it isn't. Outrage is just step one. Step two is the pressure. And step three is the change, my friends. Corruption is a fucking cancer eating away at our society. You don't fucking negotiate with it. You cut it out, burn it, salt the fucking earth where it grew. And that's what America needs right now, my friends. To remember its own legacy. To fucking look in the mirror and say, no fucking more. This is our land. This is our nation. We built this with fucking hammers and steel, with rifles and grit, with fucking long nights and long fights, my friend. We didn't do it by begging the fucking people robbing us blind to fucking be a little nicer, did we? I don't fucking think so. We're fucking patriots. So grow a fucking spine, America. Grow some fucking teeth, grow some fucking claws. And when you swing, you fucking Babe Ruth that motherfucker. You swing for the fucking fences, my friend. This is Panzer Unleashed. Raw, unfiltered, and relentless, my friends. And we don't do half measures here. We do full fucking pressure until it fucking pops. And if they listen, then good. And if they fucking don't, better. That's when we take it to the next fucking level. Stay sharp, stay prepared, and always watch your six, my friends. Panzer from Hack Studios, out.